even my garbage disposal. I know I can count on Action to help. In one simple call, their amazing customer service team promptly schedules a service call, often getting to my needs within a day. Action delivers honest, quality services we can count on. To learn more, visit actionlincoln.com.
Ready to upgrade your combine with new technology to make your harvest more efficient, meaning more money in your pocket? The team at Landmark Implement is here to help find the right combine for harvest. Plus, when you purchase a pre-owned combine from Landmark, you are backed by Landmark's extensive parts and service network, along with mobile techs and parts drop-off points to keep you up and running, reducing downtime. View inventory online at landmarkimp.com or stop by your local Landmark to experience the Landmark difference.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see lots of sunshine along with some calm winds. We'll see an afternoon high of around 83. Tonight, we'll see mostly clear skies with an overnight low of around 61. Tomorrow, we'll see more sunshine with a light breeze. A little bit hotter tomorrow. We'll see an afternoon high of around 92. Meteorologist Kyle Puckett for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
It's not often a man wakes up and says, I feel the best I have in years. We hear this all the time at Limitless Mail, and it can happen to you when you go to Limitless Mail and get a blood test to see what your body is missing. That's how simple it is. Schedule a free consult with Limitless Mail. Discuss your symptoms. Do the blood test. If your lab results say you're low in testosterone, we can fix that. Age is just a number. You can feel your best again. Just ask Limitless Mail.
Tune in to the Teammates Mentoring Hour each Wednesday from 6 to 7 p.m. on 93.7 The Ticket. Hear stories from the program started by Tom and Nancy Osborne and how it's changed mentors and mentees' lives and how you can be involved. The Teammates Mentoring Hour, Wednesday nights from 6 to 7 o'clock on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Hi, it's Charlie Stone again, and with me on the line, Andy Goodyear, General Manager of Honda of Lincoln. Andy, I know how proud you and everyone at the dealership to earn the prestigious Honda President's Award year after year, 17 times. Tell our listeners what it means to you and your customers.
Thanks, Charlie. Yeah, all of us are extremely proud to have earned this award, and I want all of our customers to know it's not just earned by one person's effort. It's the entire dealership, sales, parts, and our amazing service department.
17 times. Wow. How does that compare to other Honda dealers?
This award is only given to the most elite dealerships that demonstrate excellence. We really do strive to go above and beyond for the ultimate customer experience before and after the sale, Charlie.
That's why for 2022, Honda of Lincoln is once again Nebraska's #1 volume Honda dealer. Come experience the Honda of Lincoln way of doing business, 27th and Yankee Hill Road, or online at hondaoflincoln.com.
Hi, Sean Callahan here of HuskerOnline.com, inviting you to join us here on 93.7 The Ticket. Every Saturday morning now in our new time, we're on from 8 to 9 with the weekly Husker Online radio show. We'll give you the latest in recruiting. We'll talk about what's going on with both football, basketball, and we'll probably share a few stories from the inside. It's every Saturday morning right here on 93.7 The Ticket. It's the Husker Online radio show from 8 to 9 a.m.
Now back to On the Block with Strick and Austin on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Austin Norman, Eric Strickland, Megan Walker with you here on the Block, 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. 402-464-5685. Drop your Husker football record prediction on the text line in the comment section wherever you're watching the stream. Because, Strick, we have a prediction that has Nebraska football going bowling. 24/7 Sports put their prediction out. The first game, the most important game right now, is Minnesota. 24/7 Sports has that as a loss for Nebraska. The three of you and me and DP talked about that one a little bit yesterday. Then it has Nebraska rattling off a 3-game win streak. Colorado, Northern Illinois, Louisiana Tech. I'm not shocked by any of those, but as a former athlete yourself, take us inside the psychology of a team that's on a 3-game winning streak, especially a young team like Nebraska has.
I mean, it does play in your psyche. I think to your benefit as well as it does to the negative part of you as well. It can work to your negative. I remember going on a 10-game losing streak while here at Nebraska, and it was it was so deflating, especially when you just felt like you gave everything that you could give and still just wasn't good enough. And then you have to look at, that the talent is there, that everything is working properly, except then you've got to look internally. You got to see what is it internally, what's going on with the team, with you individually, with the room, with, with the quarterback, with, and it's like that in basketball too. You've got to figure out what's going on with the starting unit, what's going on with those. Why are they not playing together? Why is this guy not making passes to certain guys? So there's some tension there. And then those are things that you have to clean up before you can get back on any type of winning track. So for them, it could be a good mental high going into a Michigan game. Even better if it's 4. But if it's 3, you may take an L. Okay, you're on the road, you played well. Okay, you gave everything you had. You came up 1 possession short, right? So there's things you can have good conversations about. Learn from that. Come back the next week. Get better. And what's the mantra for Nebraska?
1% better.
1% better. So get 1% better through that week each day. Come into the Colorado game, go up there and do something. They have high expectations. They believe. You just look at some of the media reports and some of the things that he's saying. They're talking about believe. Those are some of the things that they're preaching in their camp, and so they believe that this is a game for them to win and want to set a precedence at home of not letting games get away. So it's going to be a tough one, but if you can go pull that out, boom, you come home, you feel fresh, you come out of that tunnel for the first time under Coach Rule, and the next thing you know, you go on a win streak, and then you have a big one that comes in town. You keep getting better each week. Take those wins at a grain of salt. You've got a good one. How can we shock the world? What did you do in those last games up until now to prepare yourself to shock the world? That's where you got to go with just a heavy-hearted mentality. You've got to be on assignment. You can't be thinking about, I'm trying to make a big play. Make the right plays. On defense, be in the right gap. Pursuit. Swarm tackling, because they're running the ball. That means filling holes, getting in holes, making things slow down so there's not gashes and big gaps to open up. And then just see what happens. You know what I mean? Don't make mistakes, no turnovers, force turnovers, and then you never know. You give yourself a chance. And I think that's what they've got to do, man. And the other loss, go ahead.
I would say before we move on to the rest of the schedule, Nebraska fans have gotten really accustomed to losing the first game under a new head coach. You got to go back to 2008. Bo Pelini in his first year in charge of Nebraska, they almost doubled up Western Michigan at home, but after Bo, Barney Cotton lost the bowl game. Okay, probably don't count that one. Mike Riley lost his first game at Nebraska on a Hail Mary. Scott Frost lost his first game at Nebraska to rain, but also to Colorado, a game that Nebraska, had a chance to win, but Montez drops into the bucket to Laviska Shenault. So you lose that one. Mickey Joseph's first game as interim coach was against Oklahoma, an Oklahoma team that we thought Nebraska could play with for a drive and a half or two. And then the Sooners turned on the Jets. So if Matt Rule doesn't win, he'll be the 4th straight coach to lose his first game as head coach of Nebraska. But the difference, Strick, to me, will be seen in how Nebraska responds, right? Playing 2 straight Power 5 opponents to open the year, regardless of Colorado's status as a rebuilding program, 2 Power 5 games to open the year isn't nothing, right? So to me, I'll be watching more for how Nebraska responds to week 1, win or lose, because that's what we've seen from Nebraska is you lose a game, everything goes into a tailspin.
Yeah, and that's the potential of it. And look, I think there's some positives of going on the road. I think Minnesota's good enough test, but not an insurmountable test, right? I think Colorado's a good test, not an insurmountable. 2 good road games. Why then would Coach Rule do something unique and different by putting them in the dorms? I think it's strategy to it. I think then it sets them up to have a mentality of we all we got. We're in this together. We're a unified group. When we're on the road, how do we respond? He gets a chance to see some of that, looking at some of the things, taking some of them, seeing who wanted to go to Hamilton and who didn't, doing things like that's the type of stuff that happens on the road. You have just a little bit of time because you don't want them to be boxed up, because nothing happens good when you're boxed up but tension, right? When you're locked in, there's the only thing that can happen is tension. And so you want to kind of give smart freedoms, go eat, move around, walk around, be back certain time, get focused, right? So I think that's what he was doing by putting them in the dorms, understanding the dynamics of what they have ahead of them with 2 road games, what you have to do on the road, what type of unified group you have to do, and then you're playing against everybody in the crowd. Everybody's against you. No one really believes that you can do it. So you have to believe in yourself and in that group that's in that room. So I think there's some positives to it for the scheduling of those 2 games on the road.
Which makes sense. So then, like you mentioned, the next loss is Michigan. Wouldn't be shocking. But then, Strick, the next week is Illinois. And 24/7 Sports has that as a loss for Nebraska. I think Nebraska can lose that game but still respond well. Illinois is going to be physical. I know that they lose a lot of pieces on the defense and offense for that matter, too. They've lost a lot, but I still think under Brett Bielema, they're more established in their physical. I think Nebraska's going to be beat up after Michigan. So I wouldn't be surprised to see what might be a letdown against Illinois, but that's a game where I think that mindset of compete comes in. Then you have the bye week. You have Northwestern, Purdue, Michigan State out of your bye week. 24/7 has Nebraska going 2-1 in that stretch, beating Northwestern with the alternate jerseys, like we mentioned, segment 1, staying at home rather, beating Purdue, which I think would be a good step, kind of a coin flip game, and then at Michigan State. To me, that stretch there, Strick, will really define how this season for Nebraska goes.
Yeah, I think you're right. And look, Michigan State is probably wanting to reestablish themselves after the high and then the low that they had in the last few years. This game, it looks as if at this point they don't believe, and this is why I would be selling if I was Coach Rule, everything about what we're trying to build and accomplish, what we're facing. I would set that as a tone, because it looks as if they don't believe, outside of a split with Colorado and Minnesota, that they can win on the road. They don't believe that they have the fortitude, the mental capacities to do that. And so I would be saying, are you what they say you are? And if not, show me. And what a better test to do it than in the first 2. Because if you do it in the first 2, then you can have some confidence that you go into Illinois or you go into Michigan State. You may not get them all, but you put yourself in a position, or even Wisconsin, you put yourself in a position to be able to do so. I think Wisconsin's getting a lot of deference because of PJ Fleck. Fickle. I'm sorry, Luke Fickle. I don't think that they're as good unless coaching just totally coached them up in the offseason. I just don't think they're as good as what they're getting credit for their coaching abilities, which is good. I mean, he's good at what he does, but I just don't know if they have those pieces to do it.
Wisconsin's in that last quarter of the Nebraska football schedule, which again, CBS 24/7 Sports rather has Nebraska going 2-1. They have Nebraska beating Maryland, going on the road to Camp Randall and losing, but then coming back home on Black Friday and beating Iowa. Strick, if you tell Nebraska fans that they go 2-1 in their last 3 weeks, I don't think they care who they beat and who they lose to. Obviously, you want to beat Wisconsin and Iowa, but Maryland's really talented. Wisconsin's a battle of, first-year head coach narratives, and Iowa's Iowa. 2-1 to end the year would be a huge step in the right direction for a program that struggled in November.
Well, especially if everything stays true to form and what 247 is saying, then that puts you in bowl range. And so that 2-1 record means a whole lot, at that point in time. So I think you're right. I think it would say a lot. It would give a lot of confidence to not only the program and but to the fans, and for many things to look forward to in the future.
Which would surprise you more, beating Maryland or beating Iowa?
Probably. I think Maryland. I mean, just they compete. I don't know if I buy into Tua. I think he has capabilities, especially at different times, to ride a roller coaster. Not unless he shows a lot more consistency this year, then I would have trouble buying in. So I would say probably Iowa.
You mentioned Wisconsin too, and Strick. I want to get to them before we get to the shootout with Strick. Wisconsin predicted to go 10-2, like you mentioned, that deference kind of to Luke Fickell and what he's done. Back-to-back surprising results as predicted by 24/7 Sports. They have Illinois beating Wisconsin in Champaign, and then Wisconsin beating Ohio State in Camp Randall.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I believe that.
Yeah, I don't think I do either, Austin. I don't think I believe it, but I want to know for you why.
I don't believe it because I think Ohio State's that much better. I think they're that much more explosive. I think Wisconsin's going to try to play Ohio State's style without having the athletes or the quarterback to do it. And you brought up a good point about Ohio State too. Maybe what swings this game to Wisconsin is, does Ohio State's quarterback trick it off?
There you go. I mean, I was just waiting. I just wanted to hear you say it. That's the part that's the most uncertain part for Ohio State for me, that they have a capability of having a quarterback potentially that is not ready for the big time.
Mm-hmm.
And look, it's been in CJ Stroud's hands for so long. Quinn Ewers was probably going to be that next guy. He goes down to Texas. He becomes the head guy. Well, I don't know. I think they pretty much know it's his job.
Mm-hmm.
Arch is not probably ready. But listen, I personally believe that it's, unless Ohio State's defense is just that good, which they haven't been. They've been very porous over the last couple years, and playing at sometimes, I think outside of the time when Chase was there, and the disruption he caused on the defensive side, they've been very, mediocre, beatable, porous in some instances. And we saw that with a physical Michigan team that's dominated them over the last few years.
Oregon too.
Yeah.
Came to their
now
place,
listen,
put it on them.
I was impressed. I got to say, I was impressed in the Georgia game. I didn't think it, but as the game continued on, if Harrison doesn't go out of that game, they probably could win that. And I love the way that they bounced back. They had a great game plan. They were staunch in the middle. They made it tough. It wasn't Ohio State. I mean, Georgia was. They were on the brink of falling short of a championship that year. So it could have been a different story. But yeah, let's see what they look like.
24/7 has Ohio State going 11-1 with the aforementioned loss to Wisconsin, but beating Michigan. So if they go 11-1 strict, their only losses to, again, in this hypothetical, a 10-2 Wisconsin team, that's probably your rematch in the Big Ten championship, because they have Michigan going 11-1 as well, Penn State 10-2. Ohio State getting a second crack at Wisconsin, I think they take advantage of it. They would beat Wisconsin in that and go into the college football playoff as most likely the 2 seed, which I think would be enough, to quiet the chatter about Ryan Day. But if they lose, say they're even 10-2 and they're going to just a New Year's 6 bowl game, that's where I think that chatter would start to heat up again. And it would come down to, okay, you didn't have a 5-star quarterback and you didn't develop him enough this year. Are Ohio State fans patient enough to wait on that quarterback? That's my question.
Yeah, that's going to be the question. And I think the way that Ohio State feels about their program is very similar to what Nebraska used to feel about theirs, and probably still do all these years later, is that they should be vying for championships every dang year. And anything short of that, especially with Michigan involved, that's a little bit too hard to bear. So, yeah.
He's Eric Strickland. I'm Moss Norman. Megan Walker running the board for us today. Really appreciate that. We're going to step aside here, but coming up next, the shootout with Strick. Call now 402-464-5685. Take on Eric Strickland in trivia. Your prize is $30 to Buffalo Wings and Rings if you beat him. 4 questions for Strick, 4 for you, a tiebreaker if we need it. Call now 402-464-5685. We'll play the game next.
Vershawn Jackson for Brant Excavating. Brant's been in business for 29 years, and they specialize in a variety of things. If you're looking for someone to get the job done in precision demolition, excavating, trucking, mass grading, and site prep, Brant is the place to call. To set up a quote or learn more, call Brant Excavating at 402-474-4113 or go to BrantExcavating.com. They're also hiring, so join the team today. Brant Excavating, a part of the Bauer brand, who reminds you, go big Brant.
Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits is now open in Lincoln. Shop our expansive collection of wine, beer, spirits, and cigars at 5040 North 27th Street. From top-shelf liquor to crowd-favorite beer, Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits has a beverage for every taste and every budget. Plus, join our loyalty program to earn rewards and save on future purchases. Shop Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits at 5040 North 27th Street in Lincoln. That's 5040 North 27th Street.
The Southern Pecan Cake from Beatrice Bakery. They don't just let you call anything Southern, especially when it's baked right here in Nebraska. But there are standards you have to meet, like a rich, decadent, moist caramel cake? Check. Bursting with too many large pecans to count? Check. Big enough to share with the whole group? Check. But delicious enough that you won't want to share? A big check on that one. The Southern Pecan Cake, the newest cake to the Beatrice Bakery lineup. Try it for yourself at Beatrice Bakery, online at BeatriceBakery.com. Welcome to our world of yum.
Allo is here to give you the FYI. Are your shows buffering? We know why. Are your games lagging? Don't deny. Your work calls dropping? Here's the FYI. Your old school internet company can't keep up? They give it a try. Their network isn't enough. Don't get trapped in their gimmicks and lies. It's time to fiber your internet with Allo. Honest, local, and hassle-free is what we stand by. Experience Allo Internet. Visit allofiber.com/FYI.
Too many people believe that chronic pain, allergies, or illness are permanent and something you're stuck with. Novotny Nutrition and Wellness has been proving that narrative wrong for 29 years and changing lives for the better in the process. Their team is trained in the newest, most advanced pain-relieving techniques and ways to deal with toxins, allergies, pollution, and emotion that make you ill. Call today for a free consultation at 531-254-5695 or go to NovotnyNutritionandWellness.com. Novotny Nutrition and Wellness, located at 7th and Superior.
It's not often a man wakes up and says, I feel the best I have in years. We hear this all the time at Limitless Mail, and it can happen to you when you go to Limitless Mail and get a blood test to see what your body is missing. That's how simple it is. Schedule a free consult with Limitless Mail. Discuss your symptoms. Do the blood test. If your lab results say you're low in testosterone, we can fix that. Age is just a number. You can feel your best again. Just ask Limitless Mail.
Shopping for new flooring is different today. Getting your questions answered, making the right selection, getting the best value, and installed quickly and professionally. Visit OakStreetCarpet.com or shop our store. We'll answer all your questions and help you make the right choice. You'll be enjoying your new floor in just days for less than you'd pay elsewhere. Carpet, vinyl, wood, laminate, tile, and area rugs. We've got it all. 1732 O Street, family owned and operated, always the best value.
Rico here with HIS Auto Care at 70th and Van Dorn, letting you know HIS is a great place to bring your vehicle for service. With superior service, bumper to bumper, we'll treat your vehicle like it's your mother's. Doesn't get any better than that. So call 402-488-8934 and HIS Auto will make you glad you did. 5% off, mention this ad, and for sure your mother will be proud you called. 402-488-8934, HIS Auto Care, 70th and Van Dorn. God bless you.
Ironhide Construction has an immediate opening for an administrative assistant in their Lincoln office. The ideal candidate will have experience performing a variety of general office, administrative, and clerical duties. If you have excellent communication, interpersonal, and organizational skills, and are the type of person who enjoys keeping track of all the fine details, then this job is for you. Learn more online at ironhideconstruction.com/careers. Ironhide Construction, quality buildings and genuine service at a reasonable price.
Hi, it's Charlie Stone again, and with me on the line, Andy Goodyear, General Manager of Honda of Lincoln. Andy, I know how proud you and everyone at the dealership are to earn the prestigious Honda President's Award year after year, 17 times. Tell our listeners what it means to you and your customers.
Thanks, Charlie. Yeah, all of us are extremely proud to have earned this award, and I want all of our customers to know it's not just earned by one person's effort. It's the entire dealership, sales, parts, and our amazing service department.
17 times. Wow. How does that compare to other Honda dealers?
This award is only given to the most elite dealerships that demonstrate excellence. We really do strive to go above and beyond for the ultimate customer experience before and after the sale, Charlie.
That's why for 2022, Honda of Lincoln is once again Nebraska's #1 volume Honda dealer. Come experience the Honda of Lincoln way of doing business, 27th and Yankee Hill Road, or online at hondaoflincoln.com.
If you're in Lincoln, Waverly, or the surrounding area, listen up. Select Plumbing gets it right the first time on a variety of issues for your home and business, including general plumbing, water heaters, faucet and fixture repair, underground sewer and water repairs, backflow testing, and more. Keep your property free from leaks and other issues. Call today for a free estimate at 402-560-6197. Plus, they're hiring service plumbers. If you're in Lincoln, Waverly, or the surrounding area, contact Select Plumbing to inquire at 402-560-6197.
This is Bud Seinhorst, President and CEO of LIBA, the Lincoln Independent Business Association. Join us every Saturday from 9 to 10 a.m. on 93.7 The Ticket for the LIBA Business Hour, as we discuss local business and highlight those who are thriving in the Lincoln area. It's the LIBA Business Hour, Saturdays from 9 to 10 a.m. on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
It's time to play Shootout with Strick. Call now. 464-5685 to take your shot against Eric Strickland. Shootout with Strick. Brought to you by Buffalo Wings and Rings.
Time to play the game. Let's do it. Call now 402-464-5685. 4 questions for you, 4 questions for Strick. If you win, you get $30 to Buffalo Wings and Rings. Not going to give away the subject. You'll have to call and find out what it is. I think it's fair. I think it's balanced. I think we have some good questions. So again, 402-464-5685. Strick, as we wait for a caller, I want to get to the preseason AP poll. One thing that I saw today that really stood out to me is the team that's ranked 4th. You have Georgia, Michigan, Ohio State as your top 3. But ranked 4th in the AP poll is Alabama. This is the lowest they've been ranked in a preseason AP poll since 2009. And the last time they were ranked this low in the preseason, they won a national championship. They beat Texas. Nebraska almost thwarted Texas's ability to go to that national championship game. But as you look at Ohio State being ranked 3rd and Alabama 4th, which quarterback situation do you think gets resolved first?
Come on, man. That's I mean, that's a flip a coin, I think. I would bet more on Alabama. I don't know why.
You flipped that coin, it came up Crimson Tide?
I would probably bet. I don't have a take on it because I'm not familiar with any of the guys. There's not much on them. I have a lot of past, maybe their high school, but to me, when you're at that level, man, stars mean nothing. So,
is it fair to say Ohio State needs the quarterback to be better?
I would say that. Yeah, I would say that. I think because you've got, well, let me just say that. Let me just say this. I think the Ohio State has the ability of their quarterback to have more success because of the receiver you got.
Sure.
I mean, there's going to be passes you're just going to just throw his way. He's just going to get.
There you go. Let's go to the Honda of Lincoln hotline to play the shootout. We welcome in Adam. Adam, how's it going today?
Hey, it's going good.
Glad to hear it. Are you ready for the shootout?
Ready to roll. Let's go.
Excellent. Hold on the line. We'll give Strick his questions first, and then we'll get to you. Stricky.
All right.
You ready?
Yeah.
All right. Your round of the shootout begins in 3, 2, and 1. He has the most career MLB homers of any Canadian player. Joey Votto or Larry Walker?
Votto.
It is Walker. He has the most
career
Walker. He has the most career MLB strikeouts of any Dominican pitcher. Juan Marichal or Pedro Martinez?
Juan Marichal.
It's Pedro. He has the most career MLB homers of any Venezuelan player. Miggy Cabrera or Andres Galarraga?
Galarraga.
It's Miggy. And he has the most career MLB hits of any Japanese player.
Sohei Ohtani.
Career hits. It is not. No, too late. You don't get another. I said career. It was in the question. The answer is Ichiro Suzuki.
I knew that.
I know you did. But
I was mad
jumped
because
the
of
gun.
these fools over there on the other side giving me the funny eyes.
Skunked.
Dang, that was
Over.
horrible.
All right, Adam, get a question
was
right.
horrible.
You have $30 to Buffalo Wings and Rings. Are you
I
ready?
just wanted to give away the Stricken.
I'm ready.
All right, your round begins in 3, 2, and 1. He has the most career MLB wins of any Mexican pitcher, Fernando Valenzuela or Giovanni Gallardo?
Valenzuela.
Yep, he has the most career MLB RBI of any Puerto Rican player, Ivan Rodriguez or Carlos Beltran?
Rodriguez.
It's Beltran. He has the most career MLB strikeouts of any Japanese pitcher, Yu Darvish or Hideo Nomo?
Darvish.
It is you, and he has the most career MLB home runs of any Dominican player.
Sosa.
It is not Sosa.
Manny Ramirez.
It is not Manny Ramirez. He played for Sosa's rival, Albert Pujols, 703 home runs, the most by a Dominican player. Adam, congratulations on the win. Hold on the line. We'll get your information. $30 to Buffalo Wings and Rings is yours. Let's bring in both Nick and Rico. We're going to do a tag team question here as they're on mic 5.
What's up, guys?
Did
you? I thought you played baseball.
I played the game, but I don't watch it like that.
Goodness gracious.
Was one of the questions Galarraga, and it was regarding hits?
Home runs.
Home runs. Okay.
Home runs, yes. Okay, so what we're going to do here is we're going to give you two on mic 5 the question. Stricky, you go over under. Okay. How many foreign-born, as in not American by nationality players, how many foreign-born players have been named World Series MVP dating back to 1955?
Well, I got one with Hideki Matsui, so it's over that.
It is over 1. I will give you that.
And they were labeled what?
Since when?
Since 1955, how many foreign-born players have been named World Series MVP?
Can I say our number?
Talk through it. Talk through it.
Like 47.
I feel like that's way too high.
Again, dating back to 1955.
Yeah. Okay. So probably like 30.
I feel like that's way too
I
high.
think it's
that
30.
many. I don't think it's that many.
Man.
I want
to pick a number.
Okay, 10
21.
seconds. 9.
There's no
8.
You go ahead.
7.
23.
23. All right, Stricky, over under 23.
Under 15.
Stricky gets the dub.
Wow,
it was still under 15. The answer is 13.
Nice
the
work.
first
Nice work.
the first foreign-born player
Well,
to
too
win
bad
World
Strick couldn't
Series
get
MVP.
one right in his 4 questions.
He wins this one. That's what he cares about.
Yeah, that's all I care about. I want in the ticket.
Rico's like over the little kid that's just like, I was gonna say that.
So then I was like,
Rico's like, I was
gotta be more
that's
than
what
13.
Rico's like, I was gonna say that. Dang. He's like that little kid.
And I put a number on it just so you would know.
You did.
I was gonna say 13.
The first one, it took 16 years. Roberto Clemente in 1971.
I was going to say Clemente was one.
You think the reason I thought it was so high is because you think about all the ultra talented foreign-born players that you would assume that on World Series teams they're going to be. I mean, because you got to think about it. Like, there's a lot. I mean, you're talking Dominican Republic. You're talking obviously you guys mentioned it, Canadian.
Venezuela.
You have Japanese. You have. I mean, there's so many that.
But that's the crazy thing is when you the scope I felt goes down tremendously when you're talking about World Series.
Right. What was
So
Ben
that's
Zobrist a World Series MVP?
Ben Zobrist was.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. Back-to-back World Series MVPs or not back-to-back World Series MVPs. Back-to-back World Series
rings
for Ben Zobrist.
Love me some Ben
forget about
Did
Ben Zobrist.
you want the list?
Did one of my Marlins teammates get one?
Did you play with Levon Hernandez?
I did not. I missed him.
Then,
I remember him.
Then no.
No. Okay. Yeah. No.
No. Would have been for American born. So yeah, the list: Roberto Clemente, Pedro Guerrero, Jose Rio, Levon Hernandez, Mo Rivera. Manny got one in 2004. Hideki Matsui, as Rico said, in 2009. Edgar Renteria.
That's who it was. Edgar
That's
Renteria.
right. He wasn't Marlin. That's right. Your boy.
My boy. I played with him in rookie ball.
Kung Fu Panda in 2012. Big Papi 2013.
The Big Papi.
My boy Salvi 2015. Jorge Soler in 2021. And Jeremy Pena in 2022.
Jorge Soler should have never been traded, and I stand by that. Even though the guy either hits a bomb or he strikes out, it happens. But Jorge Soler should be a Cub.
Remember when Pablo Sandoval was like the best first baseman in baseball for like a year?
I remember when he played third base.
I was going to say third base, wherever he was.
He played
With
on the other
Giants.
corner. Yes.
He made the game-ending catch in the World Series against the Royals in 2014.
Yep.
Yeah.
Off
At
the bat of next year's World Series MVP.
That's right, because because Madison Bumgarner decided to just like be Iron Man and just never get injured or never be sore in that World Series.
I had Madison Bumgarner flashbacks from Kevin Copps.
But now,
in the Fayetteville Regional.
big time. But now Mad Bum is not good.
He's big bad.
Mad Bum is mad bad. He's mad bad.
He's very mad. He is very bad. They're Nick and Rico in the other room. They lose to Strick in trivia. Adam wins, but Strick
And
like
they're
I said,
arguing
Nick
about it,
and
too.
Rico. We appreciate them for playing. Appreciate you, Adam. Hold on the line. We'll get your information. We'll throw it to break. When we get back, we're diving into the NFL and some Husker football backup quarterbacks. All that and more. Hour 2 on the block next.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and Bob just wanted to say thank you for a record-setting July here at Koppel. The summer sales event continues in August, and the incentives are crazy good. Check this out. We got 0.9% financing along with a $2,500 trade-in rebate on select new models. You heard right. 0.9% financing has been extended along with a trade-in rebate. Also, our GM-certified used inventory is filling up fast, so make that money-saving drive to Koppel. It's just south of the interstate, or shop online at koppelcars.com. You'll be glad you did. All deals with roof credit.
Too many people believe that chronic pain, allergies, or illness are permanent and something you're stuck with. Novotny Nutrition and Wellness has been proving that narrative wrong for 29 years and changing lives for the better in the process. Their team is trained in the newest, most advanced pain-relieving techniques and ways to deal with toxins, allergies, pollution, and emotion that make you ill. Call today for a free consultation at 531-254-5695 or go to novotnynutritionandwellness.com. Novotny Nutrition and Wellness, located at 7th and Superior.
Shopping for new flooring is different today. Getting your questions answered, making the right selection, getting the best value, and installed quickly and professionally. Visit ostreetcarpet.com or shop our store. We'll answer all your questions and help you make the right choice. You'll be enjoying your new floor just days for less than you'd pay elsewhere. Carpet, vinyl, wood, laminate, tile, and area rugs. We've got it all. 1732 O Street. Family owned and operated. Always the best value.
H&H Roofing, established in 2015, is proud to serve the local area, which includes the tri-state area in Nebraska, Iowa, and South Dakota. H&H Roofing has a professional team that are licensed and bonded, GAF Master Certified Installers, and an insurance-preferred contractor that will work directly with your insurance company. Also a leading roofer, siding, and gutter specialist. H&H Roofing will service all residential, commercial, and agricultural needs. Go to hroofs.com for more information or call 402-359-2546.
Vershawn Jackson for Brant Excavating. Brant's been in business for 29 years, and they specialize in a variety of things. If you're looking for someone to get the job done in precision demolition, excavating, trucking, mass grading, and site prep, Brant is the place to call. To set up a quote or learn more, call Brant Excavating at 402-474-4113 or go to brantexcavating.com. They're also hiring, so join the team today. Brant Excavating, a part of the Bauer brand, who reminds you, go big Brant!
The sweet relief of air conditioning after a hot day in the summer sun. For only $2.88 a day, LES helps power life's special moments and your comfort. Learn more at les.com/value.
Proud to be voted Best Vape Shop.
Generation V.
Is thrilled to announce our newest location is now open at 27th and Superior.
Generation V.
Explore the largest selection of vape, Delta 8, Kratom, all your favorite brands of disposables, e-liquid, and premium THCA flower.
Generation V.
We'll guide you through our extensive collection to help you find the perfect fit.
Generation V.
With locations in Lincoln, Omaha, Seward, York, Kearney, and Beatrice. Visit our newest store now open at 27th and Superior in Lincoln. GenerationV.com. E-cigs contain nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical.
The best way to learn about Southeast Community College is to visit. SCC's Career Days will provide you with a hands-on experience as you learn alongside SCC faculty and students and industry partners. Explore careers in healthcare, construction, ag, automotive, manufacturing, engineering, power sports, transportation, or technology. See your options at southeast.edu/visit SCC. SCC, your path to possible.
Ready to upgrade your combine with new technology to make your harvest more efficient, meaning more money in your pocket? The team at Landmark Implement is here to help find the right combine for harvest. Plus, when you purchase a pre-owned combine from Landmark, you are backed by Landmark's extensive parts and service network, along with mobile techs and parts drop-off points to keep you up and running, reducing downtime. View inventory online at landmarkimp.com or stop by your local Landmark to experience the Landmark difference.
Ironhide Construction has an immediate opening for an administrative assistant in their Lincoln office. The ideal candidate will have experience performing a variety of general office, administrative, and clerical duties. If you have excellent communication, interpersonal, and organizational skills, and are the type of person who enjoys keeping track of all the fine details, then this job is for you. Learn more online at ironhideconstruction.com/careers. Ironhide Construction, quality buildings and genuine service at a reasonable price.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
The Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see lots of sunshine along with some calm winds. Afternoon high of around 83. Tonight, we'll see mostly clear skies with an overnight low of around 61. Tomorrow, we'll see more sunshine with a light breeze. A little bit hotter tomorrow. We'll see the afternoon high of around 92. Meteorologist Kyle Clucker for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
If you're in Lincoln, Waverly, or the surrounding area, listen up. Select Plumbing gets it right the first time on a variety of issues for your home and business, including general plumbing, water heaters, faucet and fixture repair, underground sewer and water repairs, backflow testing, and more. Keep your property free from leaks and other issues. Call today for a free estimate at 402-560-6197. Plus, they're hiring service plumbers. If you're in Lincoln, Waverly, or the surrounding area, contact Select Plumbing to inquire at 402-560-6197.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. The home of Kansas City Royals baseball. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. This is On the Block with Strick and Austin. Nebraska Basketball Hall of Famer and 9-year NBA vet, Eric Strickland.
Strickland for three. He's going to go out of here as the Big 8 tournament champion.
Middle school basketball coaching legend and Duke basketball shooting coach in his mind, Austin Orman. Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. On air and online at theticketfm.com. Brought to you by Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul. This is On the Block with Strick and Austin.
Hour 2 on a Taco Tuesday. It's no Thirsty Thursday. I do have to shout out the folks at Canby Street Market coming through, helping out with lunch. Thanks to DP for bringing that back. Check them out down there in the Haymarket. I'm Austin Norman. He's Eric Strickland, Megan Walker, doing a great job on the board with us here. With you for another hour or so here on 93.7 The Ticket, theticketfm.com, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter live streams up and available for you, as is Allo Channel 951. If you're an Allo subscriber, definitely recommend them and all they do. Allo does also sponsor our VIP line. Talked to Brian Munson of Husker Online on that yesterday. So check out that interview. A lot of good stuff on Husker football recruiting. We talked to him about the wide receiver depth and the offensive line, Strick. We got into that with him yesterday. But tomorrow, Strick, it might be time to dive back into Mary Ellen's.
Absolutely. There's no question about it. It is a must that I get down there, if not tomorrow, sometime before this weekend hits. It is a must. I must tap in.
Absolutely.
Charles, I'm coming, my boy. Charles in charge.
Oh,
Charles and Charles. Charles in charge.
We'll get it sorted out at some point. 402-464-5685. Text the Sartor Heyman hotline, or text line the Honda of Lincoln hotline if you have anything you want to sound off on the show. We'll get into some NFL and some Huskers in just a sec, but Strick, some breaking news out of the NBA, out of Boston. This report comes from Bobby Manning, who's with CLNS up in Boston. Kristaps Porzingis says he has plantar fasciitis, will not play in FIBA. Plantar fasciitis is a problem. That's tough to get over. And that's a big man with plantar fasciitis, which makes it doubly tough. Do you think we see Kristaps for the start of the NBA season with this news?
Okay. So I'm familiar with this. And when I tell you it is one of the most painful types of injuries to have, because there's really nothing you can do about it. Right. There's new treatments, because I actually had it. But when I tell you, you practice one day And I did it actually dunking in the summer in the off season.
But Strick, layups are worth the same.
I know. I took off on one of them and I planted real hard. It's in Maryland. I planted on that back and I felt it. And when you wake up, it's like you can't stand on it. You can't walk. If you don't stretch it, ice it, do something to it, your day is messed up. You can't plant, you can't cut, you can't do anything. So I ended up getting it was a treatment that was fresh and new back then. And when I tell you it was the most painful 3 treatments that I've ever had in my life, because you had to go and they would feel the area, right? So they would put pressure. So that would be painful. They would hit the spot. He would put an X marks the spot on the area, right? And the design of it was to break up the tissue so that it can begin to heal, because it's in an area that it just not a lot of healing. Yes, the bottom of the foot. So it's an area. It's kind of like there's certain areas on your body where it's really tough to get blood and flow and stuff to it. So they had to break up the tissue in order to really allow it to heal. So nonetheless, it was like it was water that was run through this electrical charge. It looked like a little ball, and it would shoot a pinpoint deep into that tissue to break it up. And I bit my arm and I tried to do everything I can. It was so freaking painful. So I think they probably have a treatment that can help to get him back in time, because I was able to come back. It was normal. It was a healing process. I had 3 of those treatments over a course of, I think, maybe a month. It was like once a week. And then nonetheless, that is something that would keep him out. And it's something that they would want to address pretty quickly. And I think there's enough time for that healing process and rehab process to take place. The rehab is not like a knee injury or stuff. It's really stretch, it's really rest, it's really ice, it's really loosening, it's massage, it's a lot of massaging just to kind of flatten that tissue back out. But yeah, I think he has an opportunity to get back in the game.
What's the time frame on that? A few weeks, a month?
Like I said, for me, it was a new treatment at the time, so they were still trying to figure it out. It was one like I couldn't even. It was initially in like Canada, you could get it, and the only place, and it just so happened I happened to be playing for the Indiana Pacers at that time, but really there was only a few places in the country, and it just one of them happened to be in Indiana, so it was. It worked out to my favor that I happened to be in the same state that this treatment. It was like one hospital that only did it. So it was a new cutting edge treatment at the time, and I was fortunate.
Let's rip in the other Husker in the room. Megan, hop on the mic for a sec. Your track career, have you ever had an injury that's kept you out for any extended amount of time? You've been pretty fortunate to avoid it.
I've been pretty fortunate. I haven't really had any like major injuries. I think I had like a toe issue, but that was about it, and they kept me out of like one practice.
Nice.
Yeah.
Is it like turf toe?
Kind of, yeah.
Something
It was
like
just like
that?
gnarly. It was just like it would like hurt to like put pressure on my feet.
Yeah.
One of the things I'm trying to read up here very quickly is that it's caused sometimes by just the type of shoe that you wear. So Megan, especially as like a runner, Strick, we've talked about shoe culture in the NBA, what it looks like, how it feels, but is that the same for track? Where is there a process of like finding the right shoe that's most comfortable?
Like I have high arches, so I need to be careful with what shoes I wear because otherwise I'm gonna like. I used to have tendonitis, and so my
In the knees?
No, in my feet.
In the feet.
Yep. So like my shoes were very important, and I know for other athletes that's the same as well. So I'd say like what you're putting on your feet is beneficial to how you're performing.
I think Megan makes a tremendous point in what she's just saying. I think it's one of the things that right now is one of the questions that we're having regarding Lonzo Ball and whether or not he gets back. I think a lot of it had to do with his shoes. I think this could also be an issue that we're having with Zion Williamson, blowing out shoes. I mean, that is one of the worst things you can do, blow out a shoe when you're that aggressive or you're on the attack or you're cutting and you blow out a shoe. Those things take a huge effect on the stress of the body because your body tries to lock itself to stop from whatever it was trying to do. Like, for example, if you land on somebody's foot in basketball on a rebound and it starts to turn, your body naturally tries to bring it back. And so those things I think can put tremendous stress when you don't have the right equipment on, the right types of shoes that are fit for you, because you're absolutely right. Some people have arches, some people have flat feet, no arches, and the shoe does matter as to what you're wearing. It could cause problems, and it starts to work up the body. It doesn't just stay in the feet. It can start to work into the knees.
Overcompensation.
Yes,
sort of thing.
overcompensation. Yeah.
How much of that process of finding the right shoe in the NBA and then for you in college right now is on you, and how much of it is working with like the equipment staff?
I've been very blessed. My coach is very communicative with our like staff of like providing shoes and whatnot. So he's kind of taken that step for me because I was a freshman and like I didn't know what I was doing, and that he noticed that I was having an issue, so he helped me out. But I'm not sure how it is in the pro league.
So in the pros, I mean, one of the things that we do is they'll have shoe reps that'll come in, and they stay pretty close to us. Like, for example, Nico Harris, who is the GM of the Dallas Mavericks, we had lunch.
He was a Nike guy, right?
And he was a Nike guy. And one of the things he always shared with me is he had close relationships with the players that he was assigned to, and so he would know what was going on with their feet, what their measurements are. He knows the details about what they like, and he knew a lot about them and how to effectively make sure that he's relaying the message to them if there's any problems, any situations, if there's blowouts, so that they can start corrective work. And then he ended up working directly with Kobe, like where he was literally Kobe's shoe guy. And so he did share a lot of those details and how that works, because I know we would have guys come down, measure us, make sure certain areas of our foot, they would show hot spots and different things so that they can try to create us. And then we also had orthotics at times that we would wear that would just be specific to us, and we would have an orthopedic doctor that would send us recycles of those.
Who that you played with was the most particular about their shoes?
I'd probably say Mike Finley. Mike Finley, maybe Antoine Walker. Those guys were some pretty particulars about their shoes.
Same to you, Megan. Any teammates that are shoe divas need it to be just right? Go through a million pairs before they find the right one.
I wouldn't say like that. I have like teammates that are like very particular about like what shoes they wear that like look good, but I wouldn't say like any divas.
Nice. Good recruiting then. We don't want divas.
Oh yeah.
We like that. Let's switch gears, move on to the NFL here, Strick. I want to start with some news that I think is still kind of flying under the radar, but that I think is pretty important news. And that's that the Kansas City Chiefs and Chris Jones are really at an impasse right now. Chris Jones wants more money. He was actually voted by the players as the 10th best player in the league. Notable because Aaron Donald, long thought of as the best defensive tackle in the game, was ranked 11th. And I know the Rams had a down year. Aaron Donald's still that dude, but Chris Jones wants to reset the market at defensive tackle. I think he's important to the Chiefs, but is he better than Aaron Donald? Does he deserve that level of money? I don't know. And like you were pointing out too, he's got another year on his deal yet.
And see, that's the thing, right? You have a contract, and right now, I don't think it's a matter of whether or not Chris Jones is a good player or he's effective, or they don't want him or they don't like him. I don't think they want to trade him. I don't think any of that is the case. But you're looking at a situation where you have Aaron Donald, somebody who has made a tremendous amount of money. We saw the effects of what that can do to a team. They weren't able to keep up with the changing of seasons with that kind of money that's being added to a team. You couldn't keep Von Miller, just certain players that you couldn't keep. You had to move some guys around or trade some guys just to create cap space. And we saw how the season fared for them, right? Kansas City still believes they're right there, right? They believe they've locked in the guys that they need. They have what they want. There's money still, some money available that they still need to make some additions. With the loss of Tyreek Hill, that's one of the reasons they couldn't keep Tyreek Hill. So why would you then think that they would try to come to you and they would do that and they couldn't keep Tyreek? You already have Kelsey that's pretty heavy on the books, and I think even him, he took a little bit less because he understood the dynamic and the need. I mean, the big bag that Mahomes has got, how are you going to make another run at it if they renegotiate you? They don't believe that you don't deserve it, but they renegotiate you before the time of your contract. How can they then add other people to the resume, to the team, to make it better and make that run to what's the word I'm looking for? To
bolster the roster.
Well, for them to
repeat.
Yeah.
Run it back.
There you go.
The other thing I think it would do if they renegotiated with Chris Jones right now is it would set a major precedent. And again, Chris Jones is a good player, but to show that you're willing to go in and renegotiate with years left on a deal, that sends a message. And this won't be the last time. I do remember, Strick, when they were signing Chris Jones the first time he was eligible.
But that's Bosa's problem too right now.
Exactly.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Chris Jones isn't holding out like Bosa is, but there was this sort of drama around Chris Jones and the Chiefs, will they, won't they sort of thing when he signed his last extension. So I'm not shocked that it's gotten to this point. And that's again, Strick, where it gets tricky because of the position that Chris Jones plays, right? Because he's a defensive tackle. As good as you are, like, you just can't afford to break the bank at that position,
right?
Unless you're Aaron Donald in rec games. Again, Chris Jones has put up monster stats. I think he's really important to that defense. Yeah. But just based on positional value, to go get Mahomes another, B+ B tier receiver, to go get another defensive back when one of them gets hurt, you just have to have that flexibility. And if Chris Jones is about the rings, not about the dollars, you would think he would understand that.
Especially with a year left on your contract.
Right.
Again, there's conversation, there's conversations being had, and in those conversations, what's being stated is that we like him. You understand? Mm-hmm. We like Chris Jones. It's not that we want to get rid of Chris. It's not that we don't like Chris. It's not that we don't even think Chris doesn't deserve it. Right? Mm-hmm. Veach has basically made that clear. So when you look at him and the discussions that they're having, he's just basically saying that we're not there. Not that we can't work something out, not that we can't have discussions, not that we can't have handshakes on down the future, but they're just not there. And I think Veach has to just kind of massage it to help him to understand the business, because what happens is we as players, we get so locked in the framework of, the bonus and what the number is for us, and not necessarily the full scope of what that means to the whole team. Right. And this is why I think in conversations we're going to have shortly, and we might even get into it now, is what's going on with the Jets. I think the restructuring with Aaron, I think he began to understood what Tom Brady had been doing. And, you see what's going on up there. There's some stuff happening. And I think they're putting themselves in a great position to, be looking at the Buffalo Bills eye to eye.
They signed Dalvin Cook. We mentioned the Zeke news that broke yesterday. The Dalvin Cook news came later. I like this move for the Jets, Strick. I really do. But it tells me they are going absolutely all in. If this doesn't work, the Jets are going to be right back to where they began. I mean, you look at the Jets' records over the last few years. I mean, they haven't finished better than second in the division since 2015, which was Todd Bowles' first year in charge. Back before that, I mean, they haven't won the division, Strick, since 2002. It's been a long run of just mediocrity for the Jets. So signing Dalvin Cook, bringing Aaron Rodgers and getting those guys, this has to result in a Super Bowl. Otherwise, they are right back to square one.
Yeah, it's one of those moves very similar to what the Bucs have made, very similar to what the Rams have made. They know it's ripe for the picking. I think they're looking at the landscape and saying, hey, it's either now or it's not going to happen, because we're not going to be able to keep this defense like this. Mm-hmm. We're at the best of what we have with Aaron. Let's give him a few other pieces to kind of take the pressure off, so it's not sling and fling with him too, but enough to balance it out, to give him enough looks. I don't think I would think that Aaron's in a position where he feels a lot better after losing Devontae, and the weapons he used to have up in Green Bay was pretty prevalent, that he had guys that he can sling it to. And I think they're trying to do that to make sure it's not one-dimensional. It's got some balance to it, and that's what moves that they're making.
They get Dalvin Cook. That probably bumps Breece Hall back a spot. Michael Carter out of North Carolina
There's nothing wrong with a double. Nothing wrong with a double-headed sword like that. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, Strick, as I look at the Jets' weapons too, We know what they have on defense. That was a top 5 defense
no
last
question.
year with a lot of young pieces.
Yeah.
So that got me thinking, where will this Jets team rank among other teams in Aaron Rodgers' career? Like, is this one of the best teams he's been on? I think it's putting itself in that conversation. I would say the 2020 Packers that led the league in points scored, had a top 12-ish defense, lost in the conference championship game. That was really good. Then I think you have to go back a few years. The offense was really good in 2016, but that was a bottom half defense, so that's not in there. The 2014 team that went 12-4, lost in the conference championship again. Number one,
had great in season records, but just could not get over that hump.
Right. And Rodgers second and third year as starter. So he starts in 2008 after Favre leaves. The 2009-2010 Packers as well. I mean, they were in 2009, they only go 11-5, second in the division, but they're the third best offense by points scored, the second best defense by yards allowed. That's probably the best team he's played on. The next year, another top 10 offense, top 5 defense. But this is Aaron Rodgers' best shot in at least a few years. And depending on how you view this Jets team, this might be the best team Aaron Rodgers has played on in a decade.
I would have to, I don't have no refuting of that. I mean, the facts is showing. That's why I think they've gone through camp. They understood. I think you're getting, if Dalvin Cook is still out there, which to me is a wonder. Like, there's plenty of teams, like you saw what the Patriots did in going to get Zeke. I think that was guys are just waiting to see $6 million clip for the 1 year. Dalvin Cook, I personally think Dalvin Cook is more versatile than Zeke.
Much.
His ability to catch out of the backfield, his ability to hit holes and hit in gaps. I think
still block.
Yeah, I think he's a tremendous asset. So it's surprising, but I think guys went through camp, and you should. That's a good business decision. You go through camp, you see and make an assessment as to what you got in your running back room. Okay, let's see what they can do. I think they're coming up a little short. Let's go get them. You know what I'm saying? And they're still out there. Let's go. And I think that's kind of what they came to the conclusion on and why they went and got him.
There you go. Good stuff on the Jets. Might bring that up with Jay in the crossover, but we're going to switch gears. So text line, get your typing fingers ready. My question for you is, in Nebraska football history, who is the backup quarterback you would trust most in a spot start? Starter goes down. We're going to be out for a week. Who is the backup quarterback in Nebraska football history that you trust most to win you one game? Strick and I aren't going to go in the way, way back machine. We'll go back 10, 15 years, dive into some more recent backup quarterbacks after Matt Rule's comments about them after practice today. 402-464-5685. Let us know your thoughts for the backup quarterbacks you would want in a spot start. We'll get to those and our thoughts after the break.
Proud to be voted Best Vape Shop.
Generation V.
Is thrilled to announce our newest location is now open at 27th and Superior.
Generation V.
Explore with the largest selection of vape, Delta 8, Kratom, all your favorite brands of disposables, e-liquid, and premium THCA flower.
Generation V.
We'll guide you through our extensive collection to help you find the perfect fit.
Generation V.
With locations in Lincoln, Omaha, Seward, York, Kearney, and Beatrice. Visit our newest store now open at 27th and Superior in Lincoln. GenerationV.com. E6 contain nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical.
Are you working in or looking to get into the electrical construction industry? The electrical workers of Local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeymen and apprentices and are offering great pay and benefits. Call Mike at 402-875-1034 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
The best way to learn about Southeast Community College is to visit. SCC's Career Days will provide you with a hands-on experience as you learn alongside SCC faculty and students and industry partners. Explore careers in healthcare, construction, ag, automotive, manufacturing, engineering, power sports, transportation, or technology. See your options at southeast.edu/visit SCC. SCC, your path to possible.
At Fairway Meat Market, your family. And as part of their family, they want to save you money on your meat and groceries. This Friday and Saturday, enjoy a 2-day sale on USDA Choice Bacon Wrapped Sirloins for just $3.99 per 8-ounce cut. A 5-pound box of snow crab clusters for just $49.99. And when you buy 2 1.75 liters of Captain Morgan spiced rum, you can get it for just $19.99. Stop by for the 2-day sale this Friday and Saturday at Fairway Meat Market in the Rock Rockledge Square Shopping Center, just south of 84th and Van Dorn.
Plains Cover Crop is your one-stop feed shop. Call us now for spring and summer forages, CRP mixes, and fall cover crop blends. We do farm-specific consulting for practical and efficient seed blends to fit your geography and goals. With a very diverse inventory, we will tailor a blend just for you. We're also looking for contract growers, and we buy and sell rye. Find us online at plainscovercrop.com. Timeless agronomy practices paired with modern technology. East Highway 20 in Orchard and across Nebraska.
If your car has sent you to the sidelines, Eustace Body Shop can help. With gold-class certified technicians, OEM parts, and free loaner cars, Eustace Body Shop is your best choice this Husker season. And with 6 locations across central and eastern Nebraska, we've got you covered, whether you're rooting at home or you're headed to Memorial Stadium. Get a free online quote at EustaceBodyShop.com, and let's get you back in the game.
The most recommended Eustace Body Shop. That's who we are.
If you're in Lincoln, Waverly, or the surrounding area, listen up. Select Plumbing gets it right the first time on a variety of issues for your home and business, including general plumbing, water heaters, faucet and fixture repair, underground sewer and water repairs, backflow testing, and more. Keep your property free from leaks and other issues. Call today for a free estimate at 402-560-6197. Plus, they're hiring service plumbers. If you're in Lincoln, Waverly, or the surrounding area, contact Select Plumbing to inquire at 402-560-6197.
General contractors, business owners, property owners. The success of your business requires doing business with the right people. And the right people, when it comes to drywall, acoustical ceilings, and specialty products, are at Premier Drywall. Kevin and his crew will give your project the response and attention it deserves.
You'll get all of the attention to detail and quality that you would expect from someone who's been in the business for 30 years. For your new builds, build-outs, or renovations, reach out to Kevin. Kevin at PremierDW.com. Premier Drywall in Lincoln.
Junior Achievement of Lincoln inspires and prepares young people for success. Learn more about the people involved in the organization and the success stories over the years each Thursday from 7 to 8 p.m. for the Junior Achievement Hour on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Get rid of pesky critters once and for all with Bats to Rats. Their expert team is here to help you reclaim your home. No more sleepless nights caused by crawling critters or flapping wings. Bats to Rats ensures a safe environment for every family member. Check the website at batstoRats.com for amazing offers, and if you mention this ad, you'll receive $10 off your initial inspection cost. Don't allow uninvited guests to take over your home. Trust Bats to Rats for a peaceful and rodent-free living space.
Summer is near. Now's the time to clean or replace your furnace filter to get the most out of your AC. Find energy-saving tips at les.com/save-energy.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
On the Block with Strick and Austin.
Donnie Nelson kind of was doing a little, backyard boogieing with
Business on the side.
With Mark Cuban in the back rooms. Moves are being done and things are happening to which you don't really know about. That seems to me what happened in this situation. Things were going on, conversations was being had at the highest levels, and you're not in on the party.
Weekdays from 2 to 4 on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Now back to On the Block with Strick and Austin on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We're here on the Block. Austin Norman, Eric Strickland, Megan Walker with you for another half an hour or so. Shifting our focus from the NFL to Husker football and some Husker football history. The text line has really chimed in, and honestly, Strick, I'm going to call the text line out here. Very unimaginative. I didn't think it was a bad question, right? Who's the best backup quarterback you trust the most to win you a game?
And we said we're not going into the time machine.
We're not. I gave the text
Parameters.
line that opportunity just to get it off their chest, but you knew Brooke Behringer was coming, right? And that's what 4 of the 5 people that have texted in have answered. Again, wasn't around for that, couldn't watch. I don't think Brooke Behringer won them that Kansas State game. Played through that long against Wyoming. Sure, give him credit for that. We did have a vote for Joe Gans, at least. So Dirty Tony and the boys, thank you for branching out at least a little bit. Again, I think that's next on the list. So let's narrow the focus here, Strick. Text line, play along with us here again. We're just going to go back to 2010. I think that's a pretty good cutoff point. Couple of years into Bo through, well, this season, last season. But before we do that, Strick, we really have to start with what, Matt Rule was saying. He said that he feels the offense wouldn't skip a beat. It would be fine if either Chuba Purdy or Heinrich Harburg were in the game if Jeff Sims wasn't. They could play the game. They could win the game, Matt Rule said. I guess my first take is, do you agree with what Matt Rule's saying?
I think it's cap.
What you got on your head?
And if you don't understand what that means, cap is basically saying that's just coach speak. That's just throwing stuff out there because it's a good thing to do. Now, the reason being is there's so much turnover that you've got to keep recruiting. It's a constant recruiting battle that you have to stay in because you still want to maintain and have good players. So there's some uncertainties. We still don't fully know how Jeff Sims is gonna be. You have to keep those other guys engaged, feeling that the coach believes in them, likes them, and could go to them and trust them, right? So you're not going to go out there and say, oh, yeah, well, they're a little bit behind. They've got a little bit more work to. We're still working with them, and that's the right thing to say if that's the case. I'm not saying that's the case. That's the right thing to say. But I also know that you've got to keep guys feeling good, and energetic, and if your mantra is what?
1% better every day.
If that's your mantra, then you want those guys continuously pursuing towards that. Because there's nothing more deflating than knowing that you don't have a chance, right? Injuries happen in football. Bad situations, like if Jeff goes into the tank in his mind, you've got to know that at the whim or the drop of a dime, by preparation or any situation that you need, you can turn to one of those guys and say, yo, I need you right now. You ready? I need you to get your head. And this is before the next series pops off while the defense is out. Look, you can have that conversation and know without a shadow of a doubt that they prepared, they put themselves in a position, and they've what?
Gotten 1% better every day.
Every day in practice. And that's what they stay focused on because you need them at that moment.
Okay, so I mentioned 2010 as the cutoff point. Keep what you think you know and what you've seen from Heinrich Harburg and Chuba Purdy in mind. I'm going to go through a list here. Not chronological, but I want to see if you trust Nebraska's current backups or the past backups more in a spot start. Breon Carnes, do you trust him more or less than Heinrich Harburg and Chuba Purdy?
I might be rolling with one of the Purdy or Harburg in that one.
Breon Carnes played in a game, maybe two at Nebraska before he transferred to Northern Iowa. Didn't do a whole lot. Okay, Heinrich and Chuba or Andrew Bunch?
Same.
Okay. What about Luke McCaffrey or Heinrich and Chuba?
I mean, in that situation, you saying don't think about what I've seen or consider.
Think about it. You have to think about it because you saw McCaffrey and you've seen a little bit of Chuba.
If it depends on offensive style, but if offensive style was similar to what it was, I'd trust probably Luke.
Ooh, Luke over them.
Now Harburg.
Okay.
Harburg, I'd like to see a little bit more. I know he's got a big arm, and depends on, like I said, depends on offensive style. Then that's where I would go. I think Luke had some potential. He just could not throw it. Like if throwing without RPOs is the recipe, and you've got to drop back in the pocket and sit there and read and go through your progressions, then I might be apt to go with Harburg, even Chuba in that situation. But I've seen a little bit more of him, and I think I trust him.
Okay, you mentioned a big arm. Let's go back to 2010, really where this list starts, and that's with Cody Green, guy that had a huge arm, played at Nebraska for a couple years, ends up going to Tulsa. Heinrich and Chuba or Cody Green?
I think that's a wash for me.
It's a wash? Okay. Yeah. What about Heinrich and Chuba or Riker Fife?
I mean,
Riker
Fife showed he can sling it and fling it, but he can also sling it and fling it into the hands of the opposite guys. But I think he had a little bit more poise for me. Yes, he made mistakes. I mean, that's just kind of the speed of the the situation. But he showed he can rife some things when he needed to.
Okay, Riker or Luke McCaffrey?
I think I would trust probably Riker.
Ooh, okay. Riker Fife or Patrick O'Brien? Fife, okay. Riker Fife or the pride of Wahoo Bishop Newman, Noah Vedral?
I like Noah, but Noah couldn't. Yeah, he could throw it, but he couldn't sling it and fling it. I still would go with Riker.
Vedral or McCaffrey? We had this debate a couple years ago. Vedral or McCaffrey? A few years ago.
I think Vedral.
Okay. What about Heinrich and Chuba or Logan Smothers?
Oh gosh.
Again, it's a debate we had last year.
Help me on the Sutter Heyman text line 402-464-5685. I need y'all help with that one because that to me is a flip a coin.
What about
style would determine?
Okay, what if I gave you Riker Fife versus Logan Smothers?
Fife.
Taking Fife over Logan. Okay. And Ron Kellogg III.
Kellogg.
Husky Ron.
I like Husky Ron. Big body Ron. I actually liked him.
He might have the best moment of any Husker backup quarterback ever.
Yeah, I really liked him. I thought he had potential.
Okay, so I'm gonna run through this list. Tell me if I got him in the right order for you and me. Best backup since 2010. Ron Kellogg at the top of that list. Riker Fife second. Logan Smothers third.
Yeah.
Vedral and McCaffrey kind of tied.
Yeah.
In there. Harburg and Purdy. Ahead of Cody Green. He said that was a wash. Patrick O'Brien, Andrew Brunch, and Breon Carnes.
Yeah.
Fair list?
Yeah, I like that.
All that
until I see something different.
All that to say, Strick, quarterback recruiting is hard, but this is where I think Ohio State has done it right. The traditional, quarterback recruiting.
Somebody's saying Tommy Armstrong, real quick, before we get to that, because somebody's saying Tommy Armstrong. I mean, Mississippi Mud Dog saying Tommy Armstrong. Would you consider him a backup? I look at him more as a starter.
Right. I mean, yes, we know Tommy was Taylor Martinez's backup, but once he took over, Taylor didn't get that job back. Right. It was Tommy's job from that point on. So the first game or two, sure, Tommy was the backup. But once we knew Taylor Martinez wasn't coming back, Tommy didn't let go of the job. Right. Yeah. Tommy wasn't your traditional clipboard holding backup quarterback.
Yeah. And I like, and unnamed texter, I did like Matt Turman, but that was to help, just kind of get through. Just he stayed solid. He didn't make no mistakes, but he didn't do anything. So yeah, if he was going to be on that list, he would be ahead. He would still be behind Purdy for me, still be behind those guys towards the bottom of that list. Maybe just ahead of Breon Carnes for me.
The other thing that I think is important to note here is that pretty much every quarterback will start off their career as a backup.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But the difference between Tommy Armstrong as a backup and the rest of the guys that we mentioned on the list, the rest of the guys were backups for as long as they were at Nebraska, for the most part, right? McCaffrey, yeah, back and forth between that with Adrian Martinez in that weird year. Noah Vedral got that one start against Indiana, but those guys were viewed as the backups. Logan Smothers, I know he started a few games, but he was never named the starter at the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
Right.
And also in this, we're talking about them being here, not necessarily what they went and did in their next final years or at Tulsa or at CSU or wherever they went afterwards. Not that. It's more so about what we did and if they were here, how would we trust them in that role based on that. So that's in some of those, that's how they, we just view them from the perspective of what we saw when they were here.
Right. And again, looking up and down this list, it brings a couple things into focus. Number one, it's been a while since Nebraska's had a backup quarterback you feel good about. Like there's always going to be a drop off, but there shouldn't need to be that big of a drop off. Mm-hmm. And this is where, Strick, I think what Ohio State has done, and even what Lincoln Riley has done with Oklahoma and now at USC is, I get it. It's traditional to recruit one quarterback per class, but you really want to feel like you have two guys that can step in and play for you, right? If that means taking
Michigan had that problem.
Michigan did have that problem. It's okay to take more than one guy in a class because you're probably going to need more than one, especially the way Nebraska has run the quarterback recently. If you're going to run the quarterback that much, they're more likely to get dinged up.
Or you don't have a line that can freaking keep him safe.
Or that.
The minute he looks up, there's guys, running down his throat. Pause. Pause. But anyway, they're freaking dang near tackling him before he can even look up, So,
right.
Yeah.
Good stuff. So again, the Husker backup quarterback since 2010. I think we both land on Ron Kellogg. Riker Fife had his moment at Purdue and didn't end up working out for him. Logan Smothers, I don't think he got a raw deal. I think Adrian was the better option, even down to the bitter end. I hope Logan Smothers all the best. But it's a fascinating look back in recent Husker history, and you only hope that Harburg and or Purdy, who Matt Rule's been very complimentary of, are ready to take that next step because they will be called upon at some point this year. You don't get through the year with just one quarterback. Good stuff there. Text line. We appreciate you guys jumping in. 402-464-5685. If you have any residual thoughts on that discussion, we'll throw it to break. When we get back, we'll cross it over with old school DP&J next.
It's not often a man wakes up and says, I feel the best I have in years. We hear this all the time at Limitless Mail, and it can happen to you when you go to Limitless Mail and get a blood test to see what your body is missing. That's how simple it is. Schedule a free consult with Limitless Mail. Discuss your symptoms. Do the blood test. If your lab results say you're low in testosterone, we can fix that. Age is just a number. You can feel your best again. Just ask Limitless Mail.
At Fairway Meat Market, your family, and as part of their family, they want to save you money on your meat and groceries. This Friday and Saturday, enjoy a 2-day sale on USDA Choice Bacon Wrapped Sirloins for just $3.99 per 8-ounce cut, a 5-pound box of snow crab clusters for just $49.99. And when you buy 2 1.75 liters of Captain Morgan spiced rum, you can get it for just $19.99. Stop by for the 2-day sale this Friday and Saturday at Fairway Meat Market in the Rockledge Square Shopping Center, just south of 84th and Van Dorn.
Summertime is in full swing, and it's time to get to work on outdoor projects. Deck City is a great place to start as Lincoln's local source for everything decks. Deck City has everything you need to build the deck of your dreams, from treated lumber to Westbury aluminum railings and TimberTech composite decking. They offer advice from real deck professionals to give you proper guides to make your project go smoothly. Call them today to schedule an appointment at 402-480-6671. Go online at deckcityne.com or visit their new location just north of 33rd and Cornhusker Highway. Deck City, your local deck experts.
H&H Roofing, established in 2015, is proud to serve the local area, which includes the tri-state area in Nebraska, Iowa, and South Dakota. H&H Roofing has a professional team that are licensed and bonded, GAF Master Certified Installers, and an insurance-preferred contractor that will work directly with your insurance company. Also a leading roofer, siding, and gutter specialist. H&H Roofing will service all residential, commercial, and agricultural needs. Go to HNHroofs.com for more information or call 402-359-2546.
If your car has sent you to the sidelines, Eustace Body Shop can help. With gold-class certified technicians, OEM parts, and free loaner cars, Eustace Body Shop is your best choice this Husker season. And with 6 locations across central and eastern Nebraska, we've got you covered, whether you're rooting at home or you're headed to Memorial Stadium. Get a free online quote at EustaceBodyShop.com, and let's get you back in the game.
The most recommended Eustace Body Shop. That's who we are.
The Butchery by Venue is Lincoln's premier specialty grocers. Take the quality of Venue home with you with our hand-cut steaks, handcrafted burgers, and locally sourced offerings. Browse our wide selection of specialty products designed to enhance your dining experiences with cheeses, spices, sauces, and more. We also have an exclusive collection of liquors, whiskeys, and bourbons at prices you're sure to love. Stop in to the Butchery by Venue today, located in our Venue at Home storefront at 70th and Pioneers, just 2 doors down from Venue Restaurant and Lounge.
Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits is now open in Lincoln. Shop our expansive collection of wine, beer, spirits, and cigars at 5040 North 27th Street. From top shelf liquor to crowd favorite beer, Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits has a beverage for every taste and every budget. Plus, join our loyalty program to earn rewards and save on future purchases. Shop Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits at 5040 North 27th Street in Lincoln. That's 5040 North 27th Street.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
Plains Cover Crop is your one-stop seed shop. Call us now for spring and summer forages, CRP mixes, and fall cover crop blends. We do farm-specific consulting for practical and efficient seed blends to fit your geography and goals. With a very diverse inventory, we will tailor a blend just for you. We're also looking for contract growers, and we buy and sell rye. Find us online at plainscovercrop.com. Timeless agronomy practices paired with modern technology. East Highway 20 in Orchard and across Nebraska.
There's a buzz in the air at Kansas. Maybe it's the roar of fans here at the track, or the anticipation of the playoffs as drivers fight to move on to the next round and keep their championship hopes alive. Maybe it's the pulse of the heartland, the thrill of speed, or the sounds of grills sizzling in the campgrounds. Whatever it is, it will be one memorable weekend. NASCAR Playoffs Weekend at Kansas Speedway, September 8th through the 10th. Get your tickets today at kansasspeedway.com.
Sandhills Global is hiring. Check out sandhills.jobs for more information. Sandhills is looking to fill hundreds of new openings in sales, traveling support, software development, web design, and more. Sandhills has a professional culture and is fast-paced with a focus on growth, innovation, and leading-edge technologies. Career and internship opportunities are available at our global headquarters in Lincoln, Nebraska. Apply today at sandhills.jobs.
To On the Block with Strick and Austin on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We're back on the block. Austin Norman, Eric Strickland, Megan Walker in the building, joined now by Jay Foreman. I showed Jay a picture as he was walking in here. I figured he would know the game. Tom Brady got walloped, and you knew just from like a split second looking at the picture exactly what was happening.
Yeah, he got mollywopped that game. It was quite a few. Yeah, I got him earlier, just a regular sack. Nate got him good. I think Tom overestimated his speed and underestimated Nate's speed. Nate was fast. He was a big corner, 6'2", 6'1", 6'2". He lives in Charlotte, actually.
Yeah.
He 205. He could run though, and he was launched. I mean, them Ohio
You
State
could launch back then.
And the Ohio State corners, him and Antoine Winfield were setting the edge. So Brady got up though. He tough though.
Helmet popped up and he's back up in a second.
Yeah, he tough, man. And now whether it hurt or not, I'm sure it hurt. He started to feel it by the time he got the sidelines. But yeah, I was right there. I wasn't in on the play, but I was like, boy, that looked like it hurt. I don't know if I wanted to hit somebody that hard, but yeah, he took it like a champ.
Hits like that, does it make you glad you chose linebacker, not running back?
Yeah, you know what it is. You know what? I was a running back in high school.
Mm-hmm.
And one of my best friends was a tight end named Nate Lovis, and he ended up going to San Diego being some sort of like oceanologist or something. But he was, we grew up playing together, and we played this team, and my man kept missing that block on that edge strict. First time I caught the pitch, boom, you got to get up, right? Ooh, that hurt on my chin. Next time, dude, we ran it again. Nate missed the block again. Busted my chin strap, and chin was bleeding. I was like, yeah, this defense thing's all right after Coach Osborne gave me an option. But it's the big hits, the ones that they hurt, but they don't hurt like the ones that don't look like they hurt.
Really?
Yeah. The ones where guys hit and they kind of fall aside, those are the ones that hurt. At least for me. Those are the ones that nobody wins. It's like two Rams, and then you got to go back and get it again. Usually the ones that are like that, somebody's not prepared, or you kind of catch them slipping.
So it's not the unseen ones; it's the ones that kind of just catch you
Well, I mean, those hurt. I mean, don't get me wrong, right? But like when guys are running down on special teams and somebody, gets you from the side and
Like what about the one that hit the fro? The big fro.
Now that one looked like her because you're running so fast and you get caught. See, because you're not ready.
Oof.
Because
I still think that was a clean block. I think that was some.
It was. I thought it was a clean.
It's a clean block.
He probably not necessary.
Yeah.
And especially when you losing like that, that's like, But it was a clean block. But the ones that where you meet
that
up
block basically changed the rule. Because they changed when they played that changed the rule. They made
defenseless rule, yeah. I was watching this thing about the 2010 Pittsburgh. I was watching Mike Tomlin. He's one of my favorite coaches.
Mm-hmm.
Just how he like motivates and pushes people, right? So he was talking. They asked him about the 2008 defense and 2010, which one was better, and he was like going back and forth. And I think 2008 defense stat wise was better, but he said 2010 was historically. They will go down in history because they changed the dynamics of the football the way it is, the way they were hitting people, and then like James Harrison, they were really in their prime,
right,
hitting people and changing the way the game is right now. Obviously to make it safer because James Harrison was putting people to sleep, but yeah, I mean those not only did that block change the game, I think it changed it changed for the better for Kenny Bell as well. I think people kind of gave him a lot of notoriety and stuff like that.
James Harrison needing the oxygen tank after that interception return against the Cardinals will always be funny to me, but I respect it. That's a long way for a dude that never runs that far.
Well, and you at the point of the season where you in shape, but you ain't in shape to be sprinting 100 and some yards after you dropped and stuff like that. Like that's like being a 100-meter sprinter and got to all of a sudden run 400 meters as well. On top of doing the long jump all consecutive. So it's a nice little road to go there, and you're the anxiety of getting to the end zone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And not getting caught
because you don't want to get caught by the quarterback. That's the worst thing.
Especially not old Kurt Warner.
Warner, yeah, old Grandpa Kurt. But yeah, it's 100 yards is a lot farther when you at the like when you really like in peak shape. It's not like, oh yeah, I can get there. You can kind of count your strides. You got like 10, 12 pounds of pads on and you late in the game and then and all that stuff, and you might not be able to. I always say you got to cock that head back and get them knees. It's not going. It's a lot farther than it thinks, man. 40 yards is a lot farther than you used to think it. And so I mean, he made it. Don't matter how you get there once you get there.
What about the DK Metcalf chase down? You remember that? Where he just straight.
He got Buda Baker, wasn't it?
You don't even look. That dude there, man, is just he ain't even human.
Yeah.
No, I don't think I think he's like enhanced by some stuff because I played against his dad, and his dad was a lineman, offensive lineman, and his mom wasn't an athlete. So, bro, I know you got your height from your dad, but that speed and stuff, it must have skipped. You must have got it from like Uncle
Thanks,
Jimmy.
Grandpa.
You got it from Uncle Jimmy or somebody, right? Or but I mean, I was just thinking, like when he played the 49ers and they were tearing him up. I mean, the 49ers used to tear his butt up, and then I'm just thinking, like, I'm 6'3", he's 6'3", but he run a 4.3. We're going station ID.
Yeah, let's scroll down, find the ID, and just click the little play button by right here on 93.7 The Ticket.
That's all right. She's gonna get it. We got her working on making sure that Austin doesn't have to look across from me. But we're gonna find it.
That we will. That'll put a bow here on the block. Jay, really quick, what's coming up on Old School?
We're gonna talk about some competition in camp. Matt Rule spoke today, I think, right?
He did.
Yeah, and then who else?
Satterfield
and stuff like that. Just kind of always think it's good to listen to what the coaches say and try to decipher it.
What's your thoughts, real quick, on the wide receiver situation?
You took it to word. Yeah, we're gonna dig into that. What it means. With bets, what it really means. How do you get to that point, man? I think sometimes when you step away from football, you do it for the right reason. Sometimes you do it and you come back and you realize, you know, I really don't like it, you know, or I like football and don't love it. And I think football is a unique sport. You can't play football. You can't participate in like football.
Right.
You have to love it and you got to play football. And there's only one way you got to play it. You got to be ferocious. And if you don't have it in you, you're almost doing yourself. It's commendable to admit, all right, I've been faking it enough. It ain't in me.
Yeah.
Now, what you have to deal with is when you at the Y and you dunking on cats and you can run and you that 40-year-old uncle that's still dicing cats up, they're going to ask you those questions. You know, and the reason why I say that is because my high school teammate is that guy. He's way better athlete than me. He's a USA Today quarterback of the year. Fell out of love with football, you know, and he's doing well now. So there's probably not a lot, but deep down, you know, when you don't empty the tank, sometimes it's a little bit to live with.
There it is.
You know, it's part of life. You know, wish them the best. You know, you got any eligibility left to play receiver?
Negative. Goes right at the pattern of the pool.
What about you, Austin?
I mean, I could re-enroll. I didn't play it down.
Right.
So, but Jay, look, I mean, I'd get broken in half.
What about you?
Like think of Cooper DeJean just blocking me.
Yeah.
I'd go very poorly.
We had to just work on you getting off the ball. What about you? We know you can pick them up. You got some speed.
You got some pickup.
Yeah. You're gonna put a Craigslist ad, you know, on campus. You gotta have
help wanted.
Yeah, help wanted.
Classified section.
Right. On campus, right? Tryouts on Monday, you know, ready break. So
you did it for kicker. Why not wide receiver?
Just never know. You know, there's some dudes in the frat houses that might be able to dice you up, you know, on those flag leagues.
Yeah.
You just never know where you get a touchdown from.
Just call Destroyer. You know, he's got a few of them that's ready.
Yeah. You know, it's a good story. Just imagine you go from the, you know, frat house, tryout, all conference. I think Rudy.
Footwork is phenomenal. Got the ballet footwork,
Yeah.
like you've been up there tap dancing. Now all of a sudden,
Yeah. Yeah.
That's Jay Foreman with Old School coming up next. Eric Strickland, Austin Norman, Megan Walker on the board. That'll do it for On the Block. Appreciate all of you tuning in over the last couple of hours. Covered a lot of good ground today. Went over the Husker football record prediction from 24/7 Sports. A couple other Big Ten predictions. The alternate uniforms came out today. That's in hour one. Started off this hour with the Chiefs not wanting to pay Chris Jones, were they right or wrong? And the Jets getting Dalvin Cook before we had some conversation on the Husker football backup quarterbacks. If you missed any of it, that's okay. You can go back and listen wherever it is you get your podcasts, or just go back Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter. They will have those broadcasts as well, all courtesy of Sartor Heyman and the work they do providing our live video stream. For the fellas and Megan, I'm Austin signing off from On the Block. Don't go anywhere, though. We got Old School DP and J coming your way in just a sec.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. The home of Kansas City Royals baseball. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits is now open in Lincoln. Shop our expansive collection of wine, beer, spirits, and cigars at 5040 North 27th Street. From top shelf liquor to crowd favorite beer, Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits has a beverage for every taste and every budget. Plus, join our loyalty program to earn rewards and save on future purchases. Shop Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits at 5040 North 27th Street in Lincoln. That's 5040 North 27th Street.
There's a buzz in the air at Kansas. Maybe it's the roar of fans here at the track, or the anticipation of the playoffs as drivers fight to move on to the next round and keep their championship hopes alive. Maybe it's the pulse of the heartland, the thrill of speed, sounds of grills sizzling in the campgrounds. Whatever it is, it will be one memorable weekend. NASCAR Playoffs Weekend at Kansas Speedway, September 8th through the 10th. Get your tickets today at kansasspeedway.com.
Lane's Cover Crop is your one-stop seed shop. Call us now for spring and summer forages, CRP mixes, and fall cover crop blends. We do farm-specific consulting for practical and efficient seed blends to fit your geography and goals. With a very diverse inventory, we will tailor a blend just for you. We're also looking for contract growers, and we buy and sell rye. Find us online at plainscovercrop.com. Timeless agronomy practices paired with modern technology. East Highway 20 in Orchard and across Nebraska.
The best way to learn about Southeast Community College is to visit. SCC's Career Days will provide you with a hands-on experience as you learn alongside SCC faculty and students and industry partners. Explore careers in healthcare, construction, ag, automotive, manufacturing, engineering, power sports, transportation, or technology. See your options at southeast.edu/visit SCC. SCC, your path to possible.
Vershawn Jackson for Brandt Excavating. Brandt's been in business for 29 years, and they specialize in a variety of things. If you're looking for someone to get the job done in precision demolition, excavating, trucking, mass grading, and site prep, Brandt is the place to call. To set up a quote or learn more, call Brandt Excavating at 402-474-4113 or go to BrandtExcavating.com. They're also hiring, so join the team today. Brandt Excavating, a part of the Bauer brand, who reminds you, go Big Brand!
Warning, this ad will use the F word often, so listen at your own risk. Family fun, fun with friends, freedom from fuel, free Yeti cooler, free driveway delivery. Hey, this is Carl from Nebraska Golf Carts and Priced Right Auto, and we have the all-electric Bentelli Fun Carts, and they are a blast. Plenty of fun colors, and these street-legal carts come in both 4 and 6 passenger. Tell us you heard us on the ticket and get a free Yeti cooler with your purchase. Hurry, supply is limited.